Tag Team Champion. You're watching WGS-TV.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZFXTV. I'll be Billy Bujo, being joined by a couple of guys. First, it's the man simply known from South Park as Cartman. Cartman, how you doing?
Pretty good.
And ladies and gentlemen, he is a host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, which can be heard every Wednesday night on blogtalkradio.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. The illuminous one himself, the shining star, Rick Starr. Rick, how you doing?
After that pay-per-view, I think I need an enema, but, let's get on with it.
Well, if everyone's wondering what pay-per-view we're going to be talking about, it's the Survivor Series for 2012 this year, the 26th annual Survivor Series. And, we've had a lot of great Survivor Series, but this one live up to the test? Well, let's get to the review, and we'll tell you guys if it lives up to the hype. We open up with a bonus Survivor Series match, a matchup that was not promoted or advertised at all. We had on one team Brodus Clay, Justin Gabriel, Tyson Kidd, Rey Mysterio, and Sin Cara. On the other team we had Tensai, we had Epico and Primo, and the Primetime Players. Now, I'm a fan of Survivor Series matches. I've been loving the Survivor Series ever since I was a kid, especially the concept of the elimination tag matches. Now, this matchup was okay to open up the show. However, I gotta call out Brodus Clay on trying to T-bone suplex Tensai. That was just too much girth, too much beef, and I don't think Tensai is just that nimble enough to get over for a T-bone suplex.
Billy, you forgot to mention a missing Sakamoto.
Well, yeah, I think that's a given now. I think he's been missing so long, I think nobody actually cares. But the fact of the matter is, well, exactly. But here's the thing: Brodus Clay was the only person that was eliminated on his team. Justin Gabriel would go on to eliminate Tensai. Then Tyson Kidd would eliminate Titus O'Neil. Then he would put the sharpshooter on Epico, getting him to tap out. Mysterio would pin Primo, and then poor Darren Young just sat there, just took it from everybody. Sin Cara, Justin Gabriel. That moonsault Gabriel did, from one angle, it looked like he might have landed on Darren Young's face, but looking at it again, it was an okay moonsault. Then they had Tyson Kidd hit his springboard elbow, and then they had Mysterio finish it off with a splash off the top rope. So the surviving team was Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, Justin Gabriel, and Tyson Kidd. Like I said, I thought that for a no-build match like this, I still thought it was okay, except for the botch by Brodus Clay on Tensai. And I think because of that botch, that's why they pulled Brodus Clay out of there. Because he was the only one eliminated on his side. 3.5 out of 5 on this one. I would have given it a 4 out of 5, but I gotta deduct a half a point for that botch by Brodus Clay. If it wasn't for that botch, I would have given it a 4 out of 5 because I actually found that first match to be mildly entertaining. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I thought the finish was actually good, except for the fact that Darren Young just got worked over like nobody else's business. But again, the botch, I gotta harken back to it. Brodus Clay learned that when you got two giant fat men in the ring, you can't suplex the other one or else the earth will shake. Rick, we have the Divas title on the line, but Caitlyn nearly got attacked before the match again.
Oh, yes, that's right. We saw that, and at first, she's about to head into the ring, and she looked like she was wearing some new gear, not the typical wrestling gear. It looked like she was wearing pants and just a typical, sports top.
Mm-hmm.
She's walking, and we see another blonde attacking her, and of course, she counters the attack and takes the wig off. And we thought it was one of the Bellas at first. I believe that's what you were commenting on, and I looked, and I think it was just Oksana. At least that's what it looked like to me. So, and of course, Eve comes up and says, "Oh, gee, I'm glad you didn't get hurt, so we can go for a match," and blah 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 blah. End segment. This segment really didn't prove much of anything. So, I'm gonna be honest with you. Out of the first 3 matches, this one was probably the best. I didn't care for either of the 2 matches that we're gonna cover right now. For a Divas match, I was a bit impressed. I think Caitlyn is definitely coming along. She's still a little green. She did give Eve a great match, but of course Eve did come back with the DDT and a quick win.
Well, yeah, she finished him off with the her neckbreaker finisher.
Her neckbreaker finisher, yes, I'm sorry, my mistake. And I'll give it, I usually was going to only give it a 2.5, but I'll give it a 3-star, but that's about it, and that's giving it a little bit.
Quentin, Cartman, on the next match, the United States title on the line, we basically had Rosetta Stone versus Little Jimmy.
Yeah, pretty much. When I was talking to you guys during the match, for most of the match, it didn't really seem like R-Truth actually mounted, literally any offense whatsoever. He had a little tiny offensive streak, and then that was about it. And that kind of saddens me that they would do that.
Your score in the match?
I'd say probably a 3 out of 5, but that's even giving it a little bit.
Now, WWE advertised a tweet by AJ saying that she had some evidence on Vicky Guerrero and she was going to present it at Survivor Series. So AJ's out in the ring. She calls out Vicky Guerrero. By the way, there's a reason why I love Daisy Duke shorts. AJ Lee is one of the main reasons, and Vicky James as well. But anyway, Vicky Guerrero comes out. Next thing you know, we see obviously doctored up photos. First off, it was Vicky Guerrero and Ricardo Rodriguez, and they're both eating burritos. And the first statement that came to mind to me was Vicky wanted Ricardo's burrito. The next photo we see, it's Jim Ross and Vicky Guerrero, and Vicky Guerrero had barbecue sauce all over her face, but we did not see from whence the barbecue sauce came from in that photo. That kind of leads me to believe that Jim Ross might be a freak. And the last photo was even the scariest photo of them all. It was Vicky Guerrero in like a leotard of sorts, leopard skinned leotard, and Brodus Clay dancing in a hotel room. And
listeners, please, you fellow YouTubers, do not believe a word this man is saying. He was jumping up and down, getting all excited, saying, "I got this recorded! I got this recorded! Oh my God, I can't wait till after the show and you guys go home." Oh wait, did I say that too loud?
Yeah.
Yes, you did, Billy.
Yeah, you did say that too loud. Thank you so much, Rick. Now, here's the major part of the segment and what they really used it for. Apparently, Vicky was trying to confront AJ. AJ, kind of gave that hot but scary look that she normally gets before she beats down someone. And AJ said she wasn't going to do that. And then out from nowhere comes Tamina Snuka. Yes, Tamina Snuka is back in the WWE, attacks AJ, and does the Superfly Splash off of the top rope. Now, I gotta say that WWE really needed to bring in a good, strong wrestling diva back into their roster with Beth Phoenix being gone. And I believe Tamina more than fills that requirement, more than fills that spot. We needed a good, strong wrestling diva, and we got one in Tamina. I gotta say, she totally redid herself in a sense, and I gotta say, Tamina looked actually really, really good out there, to be honest with you. I mean, compared to what she came out with before, she was almost like a Samoan version of China. But now she actually looks doable in a sense. But anyway, I think, this was the major purpose, the major use of this segment was to bring in Tamina, bring her back, and kind of introduce her to AJ Lee and have them feud about with Vicky Guerrero behind Tamina in a sense. But still, go ahead.
Now let me ask you. Now with the reintroduction of Tamina. Now like I said, we've been talking about how a lot of the divas. There's been some issues with the divas and how the WWE's been kind of wanting to bring back divas because they've only been focusing right now pretty much on Eve, Caitlyn, and Layla, because those are the only real three big names they've got right now. I mean, all the other ones are just fillers. Now they've got Tamina. I mean, AJ, let's face it, AJ is a big name. Let's not deny that.
Oh, yeah.
But she really hasn't been doing anything wrestling.
Well, because they've been heavily involving her in this storyline.
For her to come back?
Possibly, but they've been really using a lot of segment promos with AJ and Vicky Guerrero, and I think maybe now they needed a good, strong heel diva that they could use to kind of represent Vicky Guerrero in this feud, and Tamina could be the one that's possibly filling that role. You know, finally see a feud between AJ and Tamina with Vicky Guerrero kind of as her manager in a sense, and that's probably what we're going to see. So a continuation of tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. The segment I thought it was good. There were some hilarious and scary segments in there, so I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 and a welcome back to Tamina, and I hope they finally utilize her properly in the WWE because she has potential, just like AJ has potential, and just like Caitlyn has potential to break out and be a good women's wrestler. And that's what we need to start seeing again in the WWE instead of the frickin' eye candy. Hello, Vince McMahon, get your hand off of your dick. But anyway, we have the big World Heavyweight title match up next, Rick.
That was between the Big Show and Sheamus. This was pretty much the rematch from the last pay-per-view, and, you know, again, they didn't let us down. This was pretty much the first big match of the night. Like I said, the first three matches, you know, even the Divas match, you know, which is never really expected to be much of anything, wasn't, you know, a top match. You know, that open, you know. But anyways, you know, they showed it that could be a great match. The way the match ended, though, of course, wasn't exactly what we wanted. We wanted an absolute, you know, ending. It wound up, you know, Sheamus was getting ready to go for a bro kick. Big Show pulls a ref in the way, which we kind of saw coming a mile away, because you know, Big Show and the Undertaker, Big Show and the referee was having a conversation.
Is it time yet? Is it time yet? No. Is it time yet? Is it time yet? Go ahead.
Time yet? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's like, nope, yeah, there it is. Jumping the referee practically jumped in the way of the kick. It was so funny.
Yeah.
You know, I think he just moved and said, yeah, no, ref, you're supposed to be standing here for the kick. It was funny. Anyways, make a long story short, referees are all down taking care of one ref. Big Show punches out Sheamus. Another referee goes in, counts 1, 2, 3. Big Show music goes up. We all think, oh, okay, he got a bullshit win. No. Other ref comes in, switches around because he saw the replay, says, no, I saw what you did. You pulled the referee in, you get disqualified. Sheamus is a winner, but here's the kicker, by disqualification. And then we all know, title doesn't change hands, so, of course, we'll most likely see a match 3 at the upcoming pay-per-view.
And what happened following that? You got to talk about what happened following that. You know, at the next pay-per-view, it's TLC, tables, ladders, and chairs.
Yes, which I did. Of course, Sheamus wakes up, starts getting all pissed off, and pretty much just starts wailing the shit out of him with, of course, a chair. And this is going to open up their match, which is probably going to be a chair match, which I've talked about this throughout the whole show, and I think even who's not here, Stellyman Ashley agrees with me. The match should be a last man standing match. Not a chair match, not a table match, not something connected to TLC just because it's TLC. I'm sorry, come on WWE, get your head out of your ass. Let's do something outside the box for once.
Well, let's poll the subscribers and viewers on this one who are watching this review. Do you guys agree with Rick Starr on this one? Should the matchup with Sheamus and Big Show be a last man standing match at TLC, or should they go with the chair match with obvious from what happened tonight? Put your answers in the comment section below, and we'll reveal the results of that kind of poll tomorrow night on our Monday Night Raw review. Now, it was announced earlier tonight the replacement for Cody Rhodes. It was going to be David Otunga. Yeah, talk about a step down in a sense. But of course, Cody Rhodes. Rick, what was the injury report on Cody Rhodes?
Cody Rhodes, I believe, is that he had a concussion, and that was the most of it. And I don't remember what the injury was to his shoulder. He had done something to his shoulder too. I don't have the full report on his shoulder.
It had to be from that botched body drop on Main Event from last week when he landed squarely on his shoulder and banged his head on the mat on the way down. But again, it was revealed earlier that it would be David Otunga replacing Cody Rhodes, and Alberto Del Rio actually vouched for David Otunga's place on Team Ziggler. And it looked like Team Ziggler started to quarrel a little bit, and then we get the pan over to Team Foley's locker room, and everybody was arguing except Randy Orton, who was just sitting down very quietly, as a snake normally is. And, Mick Foley was walking around with a look on his face like, okay, who farted? But then you just started to get everyone into it. You put your hands in on 3, bang, 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 and as soon as Randy Orton got up, he says, "I hate you," and I thought that was actually kind of funny placement for that one. But Cartman, Team Foley versus Team Ziggler, your thoughts?
One hell of a match. And I think, actually, as Ash said, he read on the internet that they were going to do a Ziggler-Orton feud leading up to WrestleMania. And that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what it seemed like they did, because they had, the last 2 men were Ziggler and Orton.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, and, of course, it's not a normal match involving Team Hell No without somebody getting shoved. Like they're little 9-year-olds on the playground. But that's another story for another day. But yeah, like I said, yeah, it was actually one of the better matches of the night. But like I said, Ziggler ended up hitting Orton with something seemed like a sweet chin music.
Yeah, the super kick.
Yeah. Ziggler ended up pinning Orton after the super kick, but I said yeah, Orton won, and Ziggler won, but overall I think probably at least a 4 out of 5. That was one hell of a match.
Exactly. Man, one of the spots in that match, Kofi Kingston with a monkey flip on Ziggler, and he did a 360 in the air. That was something I had never seen before in any kind of a match. I mean, Lord, I don't know if that's attributed to the leg strength of Kofi Kingston or maybe the ingenuity of Dolph Ziggler, but that was still...
Actually, I think it was more of a tribute to like those little Army Men catapult pod toys I used to have. You used to flip one side, you put them on one side, hit the bed, boom, they would flip in the air. But that's a tribute too.
Yeah. But again, I gotta agree with Cartman on this one. This was one of the better Survivor Series match. And but now we have the WWE Championship on the line in a triple threat match. CM Punk defending against both John Cena and Ryback. They're bring both Rick and Cartman in on this one. One thing I knew definitely for sure, if WWE would have dropped the title, made CM Punk drop the title to Ryback, that would have been a huge mistake. Yes,
Amen.
He is over on the crowd, but he is not, I believe he has not honestly solidified his spot in the WWE. I don't think he's actually earned his spot in the WWE. He hasn't earned the right to be a WWE champion. Now, has he earned a spot to make runs at the championship? Yes. Yes, he has. Because he's very over on the crowd. He's had short but, intense matches. And, like I said, he is quite over on the crowd. I mean, if WWE didn't see anything in him, they wouldn't be using him. But apparently they do see something in him, and the way his ability to connect with the audience on a positive level. Conversely, with CM Punk on a negative level, if you kind of get what I'm saying. But Ryback, again, I don't believe he is ready to be a WWE champion. I don't believe he was. I don't honestly think he will ever be ready. Probably, maybe within the next year or so. Maybe within the next year or so, but not anytime soon. But as far as this match goes, Rick, we got to talk about first a couple of the new things we saw. The new ring gear from John Cena. John Cena's got a new shirt.
Yes. Well, we debated about the actual background color. It looks like a navy blue or a black on a yellow, on a neon yellow color, which it was actually a pretty cool looking shirt. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was it. I think actually almost everybody was wearing some form of yellow, and you said that was in a dedication to I think you said testicular cancer. Is that what you said it was?
No,
Or is that what Ashley said?
That's what Ashley said.
Okay. I don't know if he was pulling my chest because of the, but pulling my few hairs, but just okay. Anyway, so I noticed that that Punk still had his his shirt on, so, but that's pretty much the new one. The match itself, I think, was very decent. I don't think, I disagree with you. I don't think Ryback even deserves to be where he's at. I think there's too many more people who should be rising above him. I think they made him too strong to be fighting people like Cena, and make him like this super huge, super unbeatable, strong person.
Well, let's
like
talk about that for a second. Let's talk about you a second. Now, what were your thoughts seeing Ryback and Cena lock up for the first time in the match?
I pretty much was like, yeah, I think that the fact that Cena couldn't even lock up with him and give him a good run, where like where Ryback was just pushing him down, like, yeah, you're nothing, ha ha ha. I'm like, really? I'm like, come on. This is supposed to be Cena is supposed to be a guy who he's like lifted people like the Big Show off the ground. He's having problems muscling up with him. Something's not right here. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit.
Well, yeah, you got a point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I understand that Cena's pretty much the one who's been putting him over, and I understand that Cena had to kind of like play down a little bit to him to put him over, but nah, that should have been like two big horns locking up, and it should have been like, I can push you down too. You know what I mean? Kind of take him down a few notches. And that would have been great. You gotta make this guy a little bit more believable, because I don't believe it at all. Nothing's viable.
Well, let's go to Cartman.
That's why I'm not sold.
Let's go to Cartman. Cartman, you have stood behind Ryback and you have been pushing for him to become a WWE champion. Care to tell us why do you see Ryback being a solid WWE champion?
I never said he would be a solid WWE champion. I just figured that that I didn't see why they would put Cena or where they would have Cena win, and I didn't think that they would want CM Punk to actually hold the title. Why they would want CM Punk to actually hold the title for more than a year straight. I just didn't see the WWE doing that.
Rick,
because sometimes
go
people
ahead.
get bored seeing the same person as WWE champion for forever. For a long period of time, and sometimes people get bored seeing the same guy as champion for a year. Some people get bored with that. Some people get bored seeing that, and I just figured it was time to change things up, and I didn't see it. Cena's already been champion, 10 times?
Yes.
Exactly, and I figured they would, because sometimes, like I said, seeing somebody as champion so many times, seeing somebody champion that many times, it gets repetitive. And I figured to change things up a little bit, putting Ryback as champion would make it, it wouldn't make it, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but you know what I mean. It wouldn't make it where it was kind of like the same as it has been for the past, how many years now? It's been Cena and Punk as champion for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Between them two, it's been, almost 5 years between the two of them? At least 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, at
Between
least.
the two of them. At least, exactly. And seeing somebody else as champion wouldn't be a bad thing.
Rick, let's talk about the double team spot that took place on the outside when Punk and Cena double suplexed Ryback onto the announcer's table. One thing's for sure about that spot, CM Punk is still lucky to have his knee intact.
Well, that's what happened. Well, Cena and Punk, who were working together, they did a suplex and the table went out. But I think the way Punk went down and the table collapsed, because the table doesn't clap inward, it claps usually outward. Part of the table went down on his knee. I don't think it really caught his knee. I think it just might have clipped it a little bit. So I just think he was just more out of place than it was the table. I don't think he should have moved his leg or tucked his leg in. He didn't.
Cartman, after seeing that spot, did you think that the finish would have come down to definitely Cena or CM Punk after seeing that?
Actually, you and Rick and Ash did, but I actually didn't. I figured that Cena and Punk would have beaten each other down while Ryback was sitting recovering himself on the outside, and then Ryback would come in and steal it from somebody.
Rick, at this point in the match, John Cena's locked on the STF on CM Punk near the ropes. Then out comes Ryback and pulls him off and does the meat hook clothesline on the outside, and then starts to tear into CM Punk in the normal Ryback fashion. And, first thought that was going through my head is, oh no, WWE is making a terrible mistake. Ryback shell shocks CM Punk, and then out of nowhere we see Cena. Cena then begins to tangle with Ryback. Ryback then picks him up for the shell shock, connects with that. Then out of nowhere, we see three men come in and assault Ryback. Come to later on, it's Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and I forget the other name. But Rick, what were your thoughts at the time when you saw that?
Wow, WWE needs to do a good job so that way, they can't have this wonderful guy who the WWE universe thinks is unbeatable, to lose. It's like, really? I'm like, this is a triple threat. You figure that they would just, I get the concept that because they're trying to get him away from the title picture, and at least these three guys, maybe they'll have him face these three guys for a while, and it'll, rather than just one person, it's three different people, and, But even still, why can't they just have Ryback just lose? Is he... What makes him such... what makes him so powerful and so special that he just cannot lose?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know really how to answer that question. As soon as all that incident happened, CM Punk crawls over to John Cena, makes the pin. CM Punk retains the WWE Championship, and now will officially go on record as to holding the WWE Championship for a full calendar year. Great triple threat match. A lot of twists, a lot of turns in this WWE Championship match, but I really saw them keeping the title on CM Punk. I would not have been amiss to say that, maybe, if they would put it on John Cena, I wouldn't have been upset with that, because we all know how John Cena likes to be WWE's poster boy. But, I think CM Punk is just, again, holding the title for a year. That really says something, that the company really, really sees something into your gimmick, into your character, and where you stand in the company. And, keeping it on CM Punk, I think was the right thing to do, considering the fact he's got the lame-o Rock coming up at the Royal Rumble. And trust me, if I ever get around to doing a preview video about the Royal Rumble in January, trust me, I will be voicing my displeasure for the Rock being in the Royal Rumble and just walking in to the WWE Championship match, unless they do a build to it somewhat. If they do a build to it somewhat, I won't be too upset. But the fact of the matter is, there are other people in the company who actually work in the WWE who deserve to be in a WWE Championship spotlight. What has The Rock done in the WWE? WrestleMania? That's it. But anyway, as far as this match goes, I thought it was a great main event. 5 out of 5 for me, because I'm also personally glad that the WWE did not put the title on Ryback. He's okay for making runs at the title, but not holding the title. Overall score in Survivor Series this year is going to get a very solid 3.5 out of 5 from me. I thought the opening Survivor Series match was okay, despite the Brodus Clay botch. Eve Torres taking on Caitlyn. I guess WWE sees some stock in Eve Torres being a champion for the company, even though she is semi-talented. Notice I said semi-talented and not having any talent. Tony Cesaro defeating R-Truth for the United States title. Again, Cesaro, him holding the United States title, makes the title legit, makes it look strong. The segment with AJ Lee and Vicky Guerrero, again, the real solid purpose between that was to bring Tamina back into the WWE. They accomplished that with this segment. Sheamus and the Big Show, again, this feud, they really know how to work well together. They did it at Hell in a Cell. They did it tonight at Survivor Series. And I'm very anxious to see, again, the poll question for you guys, the subscribers and viewers. Do you agree with Rick Starr? Should the matchup, if the matchup takes place at TLC, should it be a last man standing match, or should it be a chair match, as it was so obviously done with spotted with Sheamus beating the crap out of the Big Show with a steel chair tonight at Survivor Series? The Survivor Series elimination tag match between Team Ziggler and Team Foley, greatly done. Props to Dolph Ziggler. He did a lot of great stuff in there. So did Randy Orton and the rest of the guys on that team. And the triple threat match, CM Punk defeating John Cena and Ryback. Again, WWE finally doing something right. Listening to the real fans of professional wrestling when we say that Ryback is not ready, or will he never be ready to be a champion in the WWE. And possibly now we see them taking Ryback out of that championship equation and now having him feud with those three guys that took him out at tonight's Survivor Series. So again, overall from me, a solid 3.5 out of 5 for Survivor Series. Rick, your score and overall thoughts?
Well, I have to tell you, anything past the AJ segment, I'll say up before the AJ segment, didn't really impress me. Like I said, the Divas match, maybe the only exception to everything else before that is a 2. I'll leave it even 2.5, and that's, there's nothing there that's a solid 3. Anything, even with that segment, that was just terrible. Terrible writing. I mean, this whole Survivor Series was a nightmare. They wrote it, they rewrote it, they replanned it. They couldn't keep anything straight for the weeks to come. They had weeks to set it up, and they just couldn't get their act together. And it showed in their matches. And then finally the Big Show and Sheamus match, and that was the first great match that came up. Then we had the Survivor Series match, and I have to give credit, that was a great match. And then, of course, the last match, even though there was that weird ending, it was still a great match, great quality match. So I'll give it a 3, right down the middle.
Cartman,
that's exactly what it was.
Cartman, your overall score and thoughts on Survivor Series this year?
First, I'll give my thoughts. What they should have done is give them more build-up to the pay-per-view. They gave 6 weeks of build-up to Hell in a Cell, which is just one of their pay-per-views. And yet they only gave, 3 weeks of build-up to one of their big, quote-unquote, big 4 pay-per-views. Which, if you don't know what those are, they're Survivor Series, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. But they gave less build-up to one of their big pay-per-views than they did one of their regular pay-per-views, which I didn't quite understand. But like Rick said, the first half was less than good. I was saying, less than good. But the AJ segment was okay. Nice to see Tamina back, but after that, after the AJ segment, it was really good.
So what we want to know from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Survivor Series this year. Make sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Again, the poll question one more time. Do you guys agree with the Rick Starr with should Sheamus and Big Show be a last man standing match at TLC, or, as obviously hinted from Sheamus' actions tonight, should the match be a chair match? Please sure you guys answer that as well. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Don't forget to check out Rick Starr on Hardcore Wrestling Radio every Wednesday night. Rick, what times can they catch you?
Right now we're doing Wednesdays at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's over at blogtalkradio.com/hardcore-wrestling-radio.
Cartman is over on youtube.com/KillerXKenny. Cartman, what you got going on over on your channel right now?
Right now, it's, I got a daily F1 career mode. Wednesdays are Minecraft, and I'm probably gonna end up uploading a Survivor Series review as well. So go check out my channel, and if you could, please subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. So,
Also,
yeah.
Also, don't forget to subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZepTV Network. So, for the Shining Star, Rick Starr, and the man from South Park, simply known as Cartman, I'm the Billy Boudreaux saying, where's my burrito?
Hi, I'm Chris Master 1, and you've been watching WGS-TV on YouTube. Be sure and check out the Friday Night Renegade show every Friday from 10 to midnight Eastern, only on GCSUradio.com. And remember, keep it on rocking, folks. Oh, check out my YouTube channel as well, youtube.com/ChrisMaster1. We'll see you on the next episode of WGS-TV.